Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to understand the application object tree, commonly called the AOT, and how it actually fits into day-to-day development. If you've ever looked at the AOT and thought, okay, but where do I actually start? This video is for you. We're not writing code yet, but this is not a superficial overview either. This is about understanding how the system is structured, the way developers are expected to think. Let's start inside Visual Studio. To open the AOT, go to the View menu, and then click on Application Explorer. On the left-hand side, you'll see a new window open. This is the application object tree. The AOT is the structured backbone of the application. Everything in the system belongs to a specific object type, and each type has a clear responsibility. Once you understand these responsibilities, navigation becomes much easier. Now let's look at the different AOT elements. Extended data types define how data behaves. They ensure consistency for things like amounts, quantities, and identifiers. When you change an extended data type once, that change reflects everywhere it is used. They quietly do a lot of work in the background, and rarely get enough credit. Next are enums. Enums define allowed values. Statuses, types, and categories belong here. They make code easier to read and help avoid mysterious numeric values that nobody remembers later. Now let's talk about tables. Tables are where business data lives. They don't just store values, they also protect data. Rules, relations, and validations all start at the table level. If data is wrong at the table level, it will be wrong everywhere. Next are queries. Queries define how data is retrieved. They control filtering, sorting, and joins in a reusable way. They are great for maintaining consistency and improving performance. Now let's move to classes. Classes contain business logic. This is where decisions are made, calculations happen, and rules are enforced. If something involves logic, it usually belongs in a class. When logic starts spreading outside classes, things get difficult very quickly. Next are forms. Forms are meant for interaction. They display data, accept input, and trigger actions. Forms should call logic, not own it. Forms that try to think too much tend to cause headaches. Finally, we have security. Security objects define access. Roles, duties, and privileges decide who can see what and who can do what. If something is not defined here, it does not exist from an access point of view. Now let's see how everything fits together. Tables store data. Forms display it. Classes decide what happens. Queries fetch the data. Security controls access. The AOT enforces this structure so the system stays stable. So the AOT is not just a tree of objects. It's a structured way of thinking about where things belong and how they should behave. Once the structure is clear, development becomes far less confusing. And a lot more intentional. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.